In fact, I was thinking about entering this competition. It was a works on paper, drawings. And then I was thinking about what a drawing is. And I began to imagine clearing out my studio so I could make a really big drawing. Well, I still might make it, but also on the drawing, I was going to take this big piece of paper and I was going to ask all the questions. And then I was going to show my theory of drawing is about marks. It's just marks. And then I couldn't remember.
Karl Marx?
Well, sometimes he has something to do with it because he gives people, the personal freedom to choose what kind of marks they're going to make. And he's a living example, or he's not living anymore, he's a dead example. and and then I remember that it doesn't even have to be marks on paper, so then I thought, well, I could put something in on a piece of wood or on a rock or on fabric, on clothing. A drawing doesn't necessarily have to be on paper. Vacuism, what's written about it is that vacuism is really about all the things that surround what we normally think of as an art object. And, people like Joseph Beuys and Yves Klein, they were some of the early pioneers of vacuism. There aren't very many women who are in vacuism, however, because it's really a male trip. Males don't want their art to be about anything. So to keep it from being about anything, you don't make it of anything either. And you have everything ready. You create the climate for it.
Could you describe one of your vacuism pieces?
Well, in a way, this is probably akin to what a vacuism performance might be. But it's probably a little too much happening right now for it to really work. Actually, a vacuism performance might be either my sitting in this chair over there with this camera pointed here. Maybe you would hear me, maybe not. Maybe I'd be getting ready to do the performance, and that would be the performance, getting ready to do it. And I've done that before, so I suppose, even though I'm not crazy about vacuism is empty. And it's very pretentious. I'd like to do a vacuism exhibit. It wouldn't have to have particular artists in it, because you could set up the exhibit in such a way that it would be a perfect example of vacuism.
But
requires a heavy philosophical attitude about the difference between something being empty and something being full. What someone regards as full, another person sees quite the opposite. And not everyone can do it, because some people feel compelled to force feed the audience. Vacuism leaves it for the audience to use their intelligence to see the meaning behind the emptiness. And
would you like to give us a little experience of vacuism silence now? Empty silence? Can't do it, huh? Do you enjoy being an artist?
no. Actually, I've come to hate art. I've been trying not to think about it, even though other people are liking it more and more. I guess I've always been a rebel. So
Do you make a lot of money in art? I think art makes a lot of money. Do you make a lot of money?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's easy to make a lot of money in art?
Oh sure, sure. You just have to take good slides, and then you can make a lot of money.
I see.
And you have to.
Women especially?
Well, in a way, yeah. Yeah.
Women make the most money in art?
Actually, deep down, yes, they do. Short women make a lot of money in art. But we don't hear about it because men control the art world. I know that doesn't make any sense, but you know how never mind, I really shouldn't talk about it anymore.
Do you have artist friends?
I have artist enemies. Well, I was from the very top. I mean, how I was illustrating.
Yeah.
I did this illustration job as a freelance artist, and I was had done this work for this company months before, and they kept saying they were going to pay me, and they never paid me. They never paid me. So one lunch hour, I left a job and went to collect the money, and I looked over at this other freelance artist, and he looked like, you know, he really looked silly in a way, but he looked like a movie version of a mafia hitman. And so I said, God, I can't remember his name now. He was just perfect. He was shorter than me. He was Italian, a little balding, slightly grayed, and he had a briefcase. And I said, would you come with me? And we just walked in the door, and they like stumbled over the tables and chairs to get to the checkbook. And I mean, I didn't even have to say why I was there, really. And he just stood there kind of quietly by the door with his briefcase. But it was the sharkskin suit, it's true. So, to me it's a disguise. And this artist's wearing his sharkskin suit. It's a real pain in the ass.
Do artists have a lot of free love?
Not anymore. No. Not anymore. And they don't drink much anymore. They, what do artists have now? They're all very ambitious, bless you.
You're what?
They're ambitious. They're all trying to get it together. They're all trying to get their business together. They're realizing that art is a business.